Hello, we are in the final days of interterm. We're going to continue talking about investing and saving for retirement. Let me switch screens. So yesterday you learned that there are programs designed to encourage you to save for your retirement, that those are the 401k plans, which are employer-sponsored retirement savings plans. And then there are IRAs, which you can do on your own outside of your employer. There are, for both 401k and IRAs, there are traditional programs where you get the tax benefit up front, but not when you retire. And then there are Roth style accounts where you don't get the tax break up front, you do on the back end. And if you're investing for the long term, you absolutely want the Roth style account. So that's a recap of yesterday. Now, you're in a Roth IRA or you're in a 401k, where does that money actually go? That's what we're going to talk about today, the types of accounts that you want to put your money into. So the first topic is mutual funds. Mutual funds are investment programs that pool the money from many investors. So they're going to take money from, 1,000 different people and take all of that money and then use that to buy investments. The advantage of this is that you get diversification. Diversification means that if this money is going into stocks, rather than buying one or two or three stocks, you're able to, with that, because you're in this pool of money, to buy hundreds of different stocks. Now, what's the benefit of that? You've all heard the expression, don't put too many eggs in one basket. It's extremely hard to predict which companies are going to do really well over the next 10, 20, 40 years. But it's fairly easy to predict, and I'll show you numbers, that overall stocks are going to go up over the next 40 years. So what you want to do is ride the overall picture rather than try to throw darts and pick individual companies, because statistically, I can show you you're going to be less successful unless you just get blind ass lucky, which, maybe, but I'm not going to bet on luck. I'd rather bet on the favorable odds of riding the market over the long term. Another advantage of mutual funds is that you get reduced costs, in that every time you buy and sell investments, there's costs involved, there's transaction fees. But when the companies are able to pool the money from thousands of people and they're dealing with large sums of money, then those fees become much less significant as a part of your investment. Okay, another investment product that you'll hear about are exchange-traded funds. Now, these are relatively new. They're only like 20 years old. However, they've also, during that 20 years, completely evolved and changed dramatically, even in the last 5 years, so that today an ETF and a mutual fund are pretty much the same thing. The ETFs have slight advantages in that they are generally less expensive. Their fees that they're going to take out of your return to run their business are going to be lower than mutual funds. The other advantage, and I don't know if it's an advantage for you, ETFs can be bought and sold during the day, where mutual fund transactions generally take place only at the end of the day. However, if you're investing for the long term, like we're discussing here, then that's not really an issue for you anyway. So mutual funds and ETFs are investment tools that pool the money from lots and lots of people so that you can have a diversified portfolio and to reduce your fees. When you go to a 401k or to an IRA, you're going to be given a list of investment options, and those investment options will be mutual funds and ETFs. So the 401k or the IRA are the investment programs to help you invest. Within those programs, you're going to be putting your money into mutual funds and ETFs. Mutual funds and ETFs come in all flavors. And by that I mean you can invest in lots and lots of different things using mutual funds and ETFs. There are mutual funds and ETFs that put your money into stocks. There are mutual funds and ETFs that put your money into bonds. Some that concentrate on big companies, some that concentrate on small companies. You can pick specific sectors like tech, or there are mutual funds and ETFs that focus on alternative energy. There are mutual funds and ETFs that focus on international, such as you want to invest in Europe. Or you can get more concentrated and say you want to invest in companies that focus in Germany or UK or Australia or Brazil. You can find a mutual fund that has that objective. So there are a myriad of options within mutual funds and ETFs. Okay, I'm going to pause here.